These aren't the droids you're looking for. In fact, they're the droids. That was dreadful, wasn't it? They're not the droids anyone's looking for, but we're going to build them anyway. The original peg warmers of Tatooine. The Jawas couldn't give them away. We're going to build them in 3D to go with the big R1 Bollard droid, the Lin droid. We're going to stick them all in the Tatooine display and film them in the end in a triumph of Black Series diorama nonsense. So that's coming up. But first, you know where we got to go. Painting cupboard.
Let's throw caution to the wind and show no restraint. Anything can happen in the cupboard of paint.
So here's the printouts. I've got the Treadwell droid here, just tidying up a little bit, and the security droid on the right. I print in PLA, so I keep it really simple, and it's good at doing detail on the top, but obviously the detail on the bottom is not great, and sometimes the surface can look less good, which we're going to have to correct in a second. For the security droid on the right, you can see I printed his head, or the top bit, twice, because I thought originally it was a little bit small. You can see that one I've just disregarded. Now, very importantly, you are going to need a piece of a beer box. It can't be sparkling water, it has to be beer. And then here I've used some tape so that I can stick the pieces to it. Otherwise, when you spray these little pieces, they fly off. So I just use a bit of sticky tape. And here now I'm just using a little bit of plastic filler just to fill in some of the cracks that were still left by the spray filler. Like I said, some of this I didn't need to do, but the bottom of these arms particularly weren't great, so I was trying to just sort of make them a bit smoother. This is just white primer, and then on the top of there like a sandy mix with a sand colour and a white, and giving everything, that would be roughly the final colour, that sandy colour, so just giving everything a big hit of that. And again, as you're going to see in a moment, I'm going to use the tape to stick down these wheels. There we go. So putting on the back just of some packaging tape, spraying everything that wants to be silver. You notice I'm doing a couple of prints, a couple of versions. I like to give myself a bit of leeway in case I mess it up. Here, that's part of the security droid, that's just a rust colour. And then mixing up a green for the top of the dome. I had to look up how to mix green. Felt like a primary school child. In fact, that's where I got the information from. It's like a child's painting site. But that's how you make green anyway, as it turns out, with whatever that was, blue and, I've forgotten, blue and yellow. And now sticking the wheels down so the wheels aren't, they don't actually move, they're not practical. Now here, because I got not a great finish the first time around on the arms, I decided I would cut the arms effectively in half. So I'm gluing the two halves here so that both the detail sides were facing up when I printed them, and that gave me a much better finish. Here I got these little pens in TK Maxx, or TJ Maxx if you're in the US, and I thought, yeah, I'll try them. They're just very fine markers. Reaching into my little tub of stick-on gems, which gives me a more pleasure than it probably should, and just using one of those as well. Here is like a slightly shiny silvery mix for the green, and then now I'm just dry brushing some silver over the top of this piece, and then just some darker bits around the wheels, on the axle and so on, just to make it look a bit more realistic, hopefully. Again, back to the silver, and then this security droid, I watched so much footage, I don't think he has much going on other than green, but there's some detail in the print, in the sculpt, and I just felt like I should really pull it out with some colours, so I just mucked about with some silvers and some yellow there, you can see with a marker pen. This is just a pencil, this one, so it's just like slightly darkened silvery effect by using a lead pencil. And then over the top of everything, just darkening it down with a black watered down wash, and then wiping some of it off. Classic dirty up style. And then a little bit of dry brushing, some more silver over the top, just to pull out some of the gadgets and bits of greeblies and greebles, or whatever they're called, the bits and pieces. And then again, darkening it down, making it that classic Star Wars dirty. So just going around everything, making it look a bit more worn, a bit more grubby. And now I'm on a final coat for the new printed arms, and then I noticed actually that should have been silver, so I'm going in, filling in the silver. This was quite time consuming, but straightforward, really. Just take your time, feel around the little gaps, and then a little bit of silver on the edges. And this lovely like 70s orange colour that goes across the Treadwell droid I really liked. It's very pleasing to do that. And the masking tape worked pretty well, but I had a little bit of bleed on the ends. It's always the way with masking tape, isn't it? So I'm just then covering over again with the sandy colour, which I just mixed up another little batch. Now, for the Treadwell droid, it does have a lot of metal work. And I thought, oh, I could use this metal on the left, but I thought in the end I'll use a paper clip. I'm going to use the other two bits later, but for now just cut up a paper clip, drilled a little hole, just very carefully, a tiny hole, slotted that in, and you can see that it gives you that effect of like having the maneuvering arm. Referencing the photo there, you can see on my phone, and just filling in that lovely 70s orange again. I'm going to darken it all down later, so it's okay that it looks bright, because obviously I'm going to weather it a bit. Here I'm getting very chaotic, just spludging paint down on my desktop. I'm a matte, and I filed these down because I didn't want them, like the mold is slightly bowed, but I wanted to stick my shiny stick-on gems on there as well, so that's why I've sanded that down. I actually drilled little holes and put a little piece of metal, little piece of the paper clip in there, and glued it in just to give it a bit more stability as those two pieces were stuck together. And these pearls have been great. I've been struggling to find them. They came from a shop called The Works. They don't seem to have them in these sizes at the moment. So using some for the eyes, and also I noticed there's a couple of little bobbles on the side of the Treadwell. So just popping that on. And now I'm going to dirty him up, literally just with a bit of dried, half-dried paint from around the edge of that sand colour, and rubbed it on, and just spraying him with a slightly dirtier sand, just dark him down a bit, and now dirtying him up with a bit of black. And then I'm going to take them off, cover them in baby oil, ready for their glamour shots for the big finish. Almost done. Yeah, that'll do.
So here they are. We've got the Treadwell here and the security droid. I'm pretty fond of them. I really like them. They look great, I think, in the diorama. This guy's probably my favourite. So much personality. Listen, here's the thing. This should have 2 wires on each of the arms, and I only did 1. It's a toy. I like it that way. But if you wanted to, you could put an extra, using the paperclip technique, you could put an extra 2 in if you wanted. But I'm comfy with it as it is. I didn't mention in the build, but I wrapped some wire. You might have seen in the little video, the finished videos, there's some wire wrapped in there. That's 0.4 craft wire, just wrapped around a little bit. And then this top antenna is one of these silver jewelry making things. So it's a MIDI ball head pin, silver plated, 500mm. So that's what that is, like a quid for 10 or something. So that's that. Listen, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, guys. No, you know what to do. You've been on YouTube before. This is next. So this is what I'm going to tackle next. I won this in a charity raffle. Big shout out to the Echo Bass gang. Thanks to all those for a wonderful event a few weeks ago. And so I'm going to try and pimp this thing up. It's very plastic. It's very light, but also strangely basic. It's the Hasbro Hero model. So I'm going to sex this thing up in a video, and then I'm going to hang it from the ceiling, looking all cool. That's the plan anyway. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, look after yourself. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of it all. And speak soon. Bye. See ya.
Get us out of here!